Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a problem that, let's be honest, every developer has faced, the dreaded slow database. But here's the twist. We're going to tackle this age-old headache with a super modern solution, artificial intelligence.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You've poured your heart into building this amazing application, it's finally live, and it's just crawling. Users start complaining, pages take forever to load, and that horrible sinking feeling starts to set in. Yep, it's got to be the database.
Look, if this sounds all too familiar, trust me, you are definitely not alone. This is pretty much a universal rite of passage for developers. It's the kind of thing that can turn a project that's going perfectly smoothly into a total late-night debugging nightmare. So frustrating.
But what if you had, like, a brilliant assistant right by your side? Someone who could just instantly look at your code and spit out suggestions for how to fix it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into today. We're talking about using tools like ChatGPT to completely supercharge how we optimize our databases. All right, so first things first, let's really break down the problem. We're calling it the slow database dilemma. And trust me, its effects can just ripple through an entire project. We're talking about everything from the user's experience all the way to your team's morale.
And the symptoms, oh, they're probably way too familiar, right? Your app just feels slow. Then the bug reports about timeouts start rolling in. You check the server and bam, the CPU is pegged at 100%. All of this just leads to these long, painful hours of hunting down that one problem query, and it can throw your whole project timeline completely off the rails. Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. Now for the fun part, the solution. We're going to talk about ChatGPT, but let's be clear, this isn't some magic wand. Think of it more like an incredibly powerful new assistant, another tool you can add to your developer toolkit.
Really, the best way to frame this is the AI co-pilot model. It's not flying the plane for you, okay? But it's right there in the cockpit with you, handling some of the tedious stuff, suggesting better routes. It's kind of like having this super sharp junior developer on your team, one who can instantly draft a fix, look up some obscure syntax you forgot, or even suggest a few different ways to index a table. That leaves you, the expert, to do the important work: review, validate, and implement the best fix. All right, so how do we actually put this into practice? Let's get practical. We've broken it all down into a really clear step-by-step workflow that you can literally start using today. It really all boils down to just 4 simple steps. Step 1, identify. You've got to pinpoint the slow query. Step 2, isolate. Pull out that specific query and the table schemas it touches. 3, and this is the really important part, you prompt the AI with a super precise request. And then finally, the most critical step of all, you have to verify. You've got to test that the AI's suggestion actually works and makes things better. Okay, and speaking of prompts, let's look at a perfect example of what not to do. Just typing, "My query is slow, fix it." I mean, come on, that's totally useless, right? It gives the AI zero context, no goal, nothing to work with. You're just going to get a super generic, unhelpful answer back every single time. Now, this is what we're talking about. This is a good prompt, and it shows the difference perfectly. A great prompt really just follows a simple formula. Give it context, provide the code, explain any constraints, and state your goal. So here, the context is MySQL. The code is the query itself. The constraint? Well, the users table is massive, 10 million rows. And the goal is clear: make it faster. Give me an explain plan and suggest some indexes. This is how you get a high-quality, genuinely useful answer. But using this tool effectively isn't just about writing good prompts. You also have to be really smart about the potential pitfalls. So this next part is super important. It's all about how to use AI safely and, professionally. Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most crucial advice I can give you. Never, ever paste sensitive production data or company secrets into a public AI tool. Just don't do it. Instead, you use what we call sanitized schemas. That just means you send the table structure, column names, data types, but with absolutely no real user data. And always, always test and benchmark what the AI gives you. Don't just blindly copy-paste into production. And yeah, like we just said, be specific with your prompts.
Want to really level up your results? Here are a few pro tips. First, don't just take the first answer. Ask for a few different solutions. A great follow-up question is to ask the AI to explain why its suggestion is better. This is an awesome way to learn and to check its logic. And here's a critical reminder. These AIs have a knowledge cutoff date. It might not know about the absolute latest version of your database, so keep that in mind.
And finally, yeah, do yourself a favor and actually review the platform's terms of service and privacy policy so you know what's happening with your inputs. All right, all of this brings us to what I think is the single most important takeaway from our whole chat today. Technology is an incredible amplifier for sure, but it's nothing without a skilled expert. That's you at the controls. So if you remember one thing, let it be this. The AI is your co-pilot. It's not the pilot. It can help you out, it can speed things up, but at the end of the day, you are the one flying the plane. You have the final say, the ultimate responsibility, and the kind of deep, real-world knowledge that no AI currently has. Think about it. The AI doesn't get your company's business logic. It doesn't understand your specific security protocols or the long-term architectural goals you have for your project. That's where you come in. Your expertise is what transforms a clever code snippet from an AI into a solution that's actually production-ready, secure, and genuinely effective.
So with this new Copilot now in your toolkit, the real question isn't, will AI replace me? The question is, how am I going to use it? How will you leverage this to become a faster, smarter, and more effective developer? That's the real game changer. Thanks so much for watching.